Walk with me. I can't believe 2022 is like almost over. Is it just me, or is time just accelerating? I feel like when you get past Halloween, it's like afterburners, a sprint. Thanksgiving around the corner, and then right in to the holiday season. And in a blink, we'll be celebrating the turning of a year, 2023, around the corner. Can't think about the holiday season without thinking about gifts. Giving gifts, receiving gifts, a fun tradition that highlights this season. And I heard a cool story the other day about gifts. I want you to think about like the coolest gift you've ever gotten. It could be anything. It could have been a holiday time, could have been a birthday, could have been a wedding, any other special occasion where you received like the best gift ever. And I fully understand that word best is highly subjective, highly personal. What's best for you might be different than somebody walking next to us today. But I want you to get that in your mind. I want you to think about how you felt in that moment when you feel the situation of receiving something that's just amazing. Maybe you felt valued. Maybe you felt excited. Maybe you felt loved, celebrated. Maybe you were just immediately putting yourself in the picture of using whatever that was, applying, making it a part of your daily life. A bunch of emotions, I bet, you would use to describe that moment. Why don't we shift the perspective, and I want you to put yourself in that situation. But like you were the person that gave the best gift of all. We've all been in situations where like, oh, I did a good job there. Like you see the response and you know it's not just kindness or etiquette, but like a real genuine enthusiasm. You're like, I nailed that one. Or I think of a time that you gave an amazing gift, and in the moment you could instantly see it on their face, on their expression. Morning. And the same question I'm going to ask: how did you feel? How did you feel in that moment? Not the buying of the gift, not the wrapping of the gift, not even the handing or exchange of the gift, but how you felt in the moment when you saw their response. Isn't it the best feeling ever? It's hard to say which one even feels better, right? It's awesome to receive genuinely, but it's awesome to give genuinely. That gift exchange is such an awesome, just human thing. It's one of the few things where in a single moment, both the giver and the receiver can have a highlight, have a feeling that is truly meaningful, right? Memorable, impactful. And I want to have a conversation today, not of the gifts that we put in a box or a bag or a bow, but the gifts that we have inside of us, that we have the ability, the opportunity to give every single day. And I want to talk about those gifts, and maybe even a few categories to get you understanding what I mean about your gifts. Help you maybe define if you need, or clarify if you want, and maybe a little inspiration for this gift-giving season alongside all the boxes. Before we get into that conversation, getting to the top of the hill, You know I'm gonna ask, who's by my side today? Morning. Who's to my left? Who's to my right? Who's walking with us live? Who's catching the replay? I see all of you. I love you. If you're part of the crew, I see you. And you know my only ask on our walks together, not just to be present, but participate. You have gifts to give, and I want you to give them to us all in the comment thread. Perspective, insight, wisdom, response, any sort of participation. There's no right or wrong. If you're new to the crew, welcome. We walk together live, usually weekly, around the same day, same time, same place, and share just inspired thoughts, stream of consciousness, a little inspiration on my mind and my heart to apply to your business, your life. You can catch some amazing ones on the podcast if you want to catch up live by design, all the podcast places. So gift giving, but maybe a different perspective than you're used to receiving. Because here's the thing, if you have an amazing gift, if you bought that perfect gift, if you curated the thing that you know was going to be that moving moment, and you keep it in your closet and never give it to that person, you never get to see the response on their face, and you never get to receive the feeling, seeing that response on yourself. You can't keep it in the closet. You can't keep it in the box, right? You can't wrap it all up and not give it away. You see, buying the gift, wrapping the gift, putting the pretty bow on the gift does nothing without the giving and the receiving of the gift. It's the exchange, right, to one another that create the meaning, create the impact. And we know that. We wouldn't buy an amazing gift that we're excited to give and wrap it all up and keep it in the box and put it away and never give it. But why do so many of us do that every day with the gifts we have, the gifts we were given to share? Sit on my rock. Hear me. Yes, you. Wherever you are in the world right now, whatever time zone it's in, whatever continent you're on, whatever you're doing in this moment as we walk together, you have a gift. Matter of fact, you have many gifts. And you need to stop and pause and realize that you were not given those gifts to keep in a box in a closet. You were given those gifts to share and create meaning and impact in others. That's why you have the gifts. And we got to first realize that we have gifts, right? We live in a time today where there's just so much around us that makes it so easy to diminish ourselves, to lessen ourselves. Constant comparison game on media and social media, using a ladder or a measuring stick of the best versions of people's media self to lower how we feel about us and where we're at and what we have all day, every day. Advertising and traditional media constantly making us feel like we're not enough and we need more. Struggle and stuff. So much so in the last couple years that it's so easy to focus on what we're going through that sometimes we miss what we have in our hands. Consumerism and all of the different conversations that constantly make us feel like we need to have more as a distraction, a misdirection from understanding what we truly have that's so valuable. Guys, it's so easy to forget that you have amazing gifts. You have gifts. We all do. And you got to first understand and take that belief as your own, that you have amazing gifts. That's the first thing you have to make real. And the second thing is you have to understand that you were given those gifts to give away. You were given those gifts to share. You weren't given those gifts to wrap in a box, right? To keep in the bow. You were given those gifts for a reason, to make an impact, to make a difference on somebody. And I don't know how many people that somebody is. I don't know if somebody is a single individual or a handful of individuals. I don't know if somebody is your family. I don't know if somebody is a community you're involved with. I don't know if somebody is the world stage. I don't know. And you know what? It doesn't matter. What matters is it's somebody that your gifts are meant to be given to. Now, I know I'm using a metaphor, and I know you can read between the lines when I say gifts, but think about that. What gifts do you have? What gifts have you been given? What gifts do you have that you should be sharing right now? You know, I think the first thing that comes to my mind, we're all given natural talents. Every one of us were given natural talents. What I love about people is the diversity of talent, because we were all given very different talents. But what I love is everybody was given natural talents. And I hope you have taken some reflection time to realize and appreciate the natural talents that you have been given, the things, right, that you've been able to do more effortlessly than others, the things that you find yourself in flow, the things, right, that you've been able to grow and accelerate, the talents, the natural talents, the God-given talents you've been given. Why were you given those? You weren't given those to keep to yourself. You were given those to share. What talents, natural talents, do you have that you can share? You guys, and that can cross any levels. I know sometimes it's so easy to see the talents that do get the world stage, the musicians or the actors, right? The entertainers, the people amazing at comedy that can make people feel or laugh, the great storytellers. But every single one of those individuals, guys, were people that were given a talent and chose to give their talent in an amazing way. And the more they gave their talent, the more people they were able to reach and more impact they were able to have. But it's because they had a gift, were given a gift, and they chose to share the gift. You know how many amazing people in all of those categories there are that are as talented, if not even more talented than the names that we know, that are still keeping their box in the closet, not giving their gift? Because talents transcends entertainment, right? It can go to any level of impact. And you have talents to give. What are those talents? Skills. Right? I think skills are slightly different than talents. I think talents are given, they're natural, they're innate, and we can grow them with obviously practice and repetition and experience. I think skills are things we all can acquire. And you can't be on this planet for any amount of time and not develop skills. And you have skills. You have developed skills. I hope today, every day, you're working on growth and progress and advancing your skills. What are the skills that you have that you can give? Things that you've learned that you can give. Tricks that you've used that you can give. Trades that you've practiced that you can give, right? Skills that you've developed, that you've acquired, that you've gotten through the seeking of knowledge or the repetition of doing, that you can give. You have a list of skills. You guys, those skills, yes, they can create, those skills can build, those skills can accomplish, those skills can achieve, and those skills can do all of that for you. But I'm saying, what are the skills that you have that you can give, that you can teach, that you can share, that you can pass on and develop, just like someone did to you and now you can do to others? That's a gift. You don't keep that gift in a box. What about scars? Maybe one that wasn't on your gift list. You know what I mean by scars? I mean the hard lessons of the past. I mean the things that you went through that they cut you up, they ripped you right open, right? And those wounds over time, they heal and they leave scars. And they're not scars that in most cases you can see, right? But nonetheless, they're scars that are there. We all have scars. How many of you have some scars? And you might be laughing going, Blake, I don't look at that as a gift. Well, then you miss the point. of why you went through that and why you are on the other side. You see, the reason I believe that whatever that scar came from happened, and even more so, the reason that you're on the other side of it and it didn't take you down, it did not break you. You are still here. You did overcome. There's an infinite amount of other situations where that could not be the truth, but you are here and you are healed and you have that scar. And with all of that comes a wisdom and a perspective, an experience that just maybe you went through for a purpose, for a reason. To take that experience and maybe look behind you and realize there's other people in a similar situation, other people going down a similar path, other people maybe right in the middle of it right now, other people that when you look at it, it's not a scar, it's a wide open wound. They are bleeding. But you made it through, which means you know how to make it through, which means you can help somebody else make it through. Because that is a gift. That is a gift. And to keep that in a box would deny the very reason that you went through and got through whatever that situation or situations is and was for you. It's a gift. People always say, like, I don't know who I can help. Like, who's going to listen to me, right? This self-diminishing talk. Guys, for every single one of us, I don't know who you are and where you're from or where you're at in life right now, but hear me on this. For every single one of us, the person that's easiest for you to make an impact on is the person you used to be. We all know everything going through the mind of someone who's like the person we used to be. And we all have the wisdom to go back and help the person we used to be because we no longer are the person we once were. And that's true for every one of us. Who are the people that you have been through the stages of life? What advice would you give to yourself? Because there are people out there in that same situation. That's a gift that you can give. That's a gift that you can give. And this can be, guys, on a personal level. It can be helping one single person in that situation. Could you imagine somebody who's been through a situation when you're in the middle of it, that one person helps you? For them, it's one person. For you, it's your life. It's everything. You guys, and that's not minuscule. For that person, that's everything. And that's a gift that we can give. I can keep going. What other gifts can we give? How about just love? Nothing more, nothing less. Something so simple we all have within us. But something that very few people choose to give, right, freely and openly as a gift, just love. I had a personal conversation with Jay Shetty a few weeks back at one of our events. Had a chance to ask him a question of just how he can create the vibe, the feeling, the frequency. I don't know how to describe it, but something when you're in a proximity or you're with him, you can actually feel. And he said something to the fact that you just don't know what people are going through. And in every interaction, if I'm the only love that they feel they get today, then I did my job. You guys, that's the truth. Like, if we all knew what was really going on in everybody's life, we would give people more grace. This whole cancel culture, hater mentality, social media troll, constantly judging, constantly casting of stones. Man, if we knew everybody's full story and what they went through just to get to where they are today, we would give people more grace. And sometimes just giving the gift of love, nothing else. No strings attached, no obligation, no expectation, but just love. Love in a moment. Love could mean presence. Love could mean listening. Love could mean a hug. Love could mean support. Love could mean kindness. But that intention, no strings attached, can be a gift we all can give. What other gifts do you have? Don't be shy. I know you have gifts. What other categories might all of us look within ourselves for gifts that we can give, for boxes we have in the closet that we got to bring out. But I challenge you to start there. What are talents you have that you can give more of? What are skills that you have that you can give more of? What are scars that you have that you can reach down to other people in similar situations on the path you once were that you can give more of? What love can you give to somebody today? No bigger, too small. Guys, it's time to take the boxes out of the closet. Don't be a hoarder of your gifts. You were given them for a reason, and you got through them for a reason. And the reason is to pay it forward, to pass it on, to make an impact. Not to gather all this amazing talent and skill and scars and love and experience and keep it all to yourself. That's not the point. And remember, the more that you give, not only does the person who gets the gift change because of that moment, every time you give, you are as well. Just like that amazing gift. And you have an unlimited supply. And you can do it all day, every day, to anybody you want. And it doesn't have to cost a thing. You're not going to rack up your Amex bill giving these gifts away. But I promise you the meaning and the impact will far supersede anything you got off Amazon. Kind of cloudy today. Always pretty. Gray skies. Not much sun. Fall is in the air. And I want you to keep this conversation in your guys' mind as we go into gift giving season. Sure, get and give amazing things. But I think this conversation, the gifts we're talking about here, can be more meaningful and more impactful for both the people you give them to and you as the person given. Hey guys, if someone came to your mind or your heart in today's conversation, give the gift, right, of this inspiration, this awareness, this shift. Tag them below. Feel free to share it to your feed. Drop by the podcast. 5-star ratings are always appreciated. Reviews even more so. I read every single one of them. It helps the podcast so much. Get in front of more people to make an impact on. alivebydesign.com/subscribe will drop you over to Apple, or just Alive by Design, search it, or my name, where all the podcast places are. But I hope this message resonated with you, and I hope you know you have a gift. You are here for a reason. The world needs you. There's someone out there that needs you. And all you have to do is realize you have it. And